all I've been doing is sleeping nonstop since I came back from Japan.
Well,
Uh,
that's expected, I think. Honestly.
yeah, I mean, I never thought that jet lag was a thing, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but because when I was younger, I flew to with my sister to Paris, and then we went to Rome in Italy, and it didn't hit me, but I was a kid. But now as an adult, like holy smokes, that man, did it like
Yeah.
slap me in the face? Because when I got there, like the first day, like I thought I would be all right. I feel great. No, man, my body was like shutting
Oh,
down.
dude.
It was rough.
And then like you
But
posted that
man,
that reel about your neighbors or something like that. I couldn't hear the sound exactly, but I was just like, oh, gotcha. That's a morning experience.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what they were doing, but they were definitely doing the I don't know what they were doing. I'm not gonna
We
imagine
won't
what they were
speculate.
doing.
Yeah.
We won't speculate, but there was a lot of shaking, a lot
Yeah.
of hard shaking. So yeah, but
Very.
it
Yeah.
yeah,
No
yeah,
cut.
yeah. Anyways, so I'm back from Japan, and we're behind on episodes. Sorry, guys. But I did try to maybe record while I was there, but I was exhausted most of the time. There was like a lot of walking. I was telling Anbu, and I posted on social media that I ate shit like twice. I fell, and I really hurt myself the second time. I mean, the first time I thought I really like dislocated my leg, and but the second time I thought I literally broke my shin.
Oof.
Uh, but thankfully I've survived everything. Right now my legs are killing me though. They might as well be broken.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going into the office this week. But yeah, here we are. We're gonna be talking about Devil May Cry. Uh, I know very little about the original game, right?
Hmm.
But are you more familiar with Devil May Cry, Ambu?
I mean, I have a gist of what part of the timeline this is based off of. I'm not like
Mm,
a. I haven't really played the series that much, but
mm,
I know based off of a little bit of research and then like a little bit of some playing of games like when I was a kid, where this story is adapting in the timeline, and
yeah.
it's definitely different. I'll put it that way. Oh
Oh
boy.
yeah. Okay, and I know you're probably guys wondering, say, then why Silver? Why did you even pick Devil May Cry if you don't have like the background that Ambu has or played the games or whatnot? Uh, I it got so to start us off, Devil May Cry starts off with some of like the craziest like scores and music. It had Kid Rock in it at the beginning, and I was like, wait, what? I had to check it if I didn't have anything else playing, maybe my
Hmm.
playlist or anything. But no, like this series has like a lot of songs that appeal to millennials. And Ambu told me he's like, I think I think they're trying to appeal to the millennial group, and they got me, man. They got me good. And then I saw the animations. The animation was pretty. Yeah, they got me. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
And after that, the animation was pretty good, And then I was like, 8 episodes. Yeah, I can do that. It's digestible. I've had to watch terrible romance anime series, that were much longer than that. Wink, wink. You know which ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, oh no! Don't get them started again, Silver. Let's not invite them back in.
All I'm saying is that anime series didn't win anything, or Crunchyroll didn't mention anything about them being like one of the best animes. But hey, whatever. Um, Devil May Cry definitely got me reeled in with the music that it had, and then the animation, and then the story wasn't too bad. It was all right. It was okay. I've seen worse,
Yeah, yeah. I'll
but
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I mean, real quick. Everybody,
Yeah,
the intro song is literally "Rollin'" by Limp Bizkit, and for a lot of millennials, when you grew up in the era of new metal like Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, Stained, POD, Evanescence, like the early 2000s was just this weird time for like the weird transition phase from new rock between like metal and rock. And so I remember I wrote to Silver after watching episode 2 going, they're really trying to appeal to millennials, aren't they? They're literally playing Roland. I can hear my childhood like screaming at me right now. I was waiting for them to do "It's One of Those Days," but I imagine there's too many curse words for that. And what was it? Also, it was "Last Resort." They did "Last Resort" as like a song during one of the battles at the beginning, where Dante is just going in, and then it's a remix of "Last Resort." And a weird random fact. So Papa Roach is from my hometown. In fact, I knew someone who watched their kids at one of their at the family fitness center that they went to. So it's kind of funny to be like, "Oh, this is so weird to." I know it's just a random tangent, but it's just kind of funny every time I hear Papa Roach. I think about like, "Oh, there's a representation of my hometown." Oh, oh my god.
that's
And then
awesome.
yeah,
Go ahead.
no, I
And
was
then
just gonna
what?
say that, and then of course, like Evanescence created a new song called "Afterlife," which actually felt very much like a revival of old Evanescence to me, because I would have felt like that would have been part of their old catalog of like "My Immortal" or "Wake Me Up" and all that stuff. It really appealed to like an early 2000s vibe, and for the most part, I was here for it.
We're on the rise again. I don't know if you've been noticing, but like we're being a millennial right now is pretty trendy. I'm gonna say, like, I don't know why we're back on the trend again.
Dude,
I quick side tangent. I was watching a video of why does Gen Z look so old and tired, right?
oh no.
And
Yeah.
a lot of the things that they said, it kind of makes sense because they grew up. I mean, we went through the generation of developing social media, but they grew up at the peak of social media, so they've been influenced a lot by a lot of different people on things like lifestyle, eating,
Mm.
and beauty, right?
Hmm.
And and I think we both agree that nobody should be listening on life lessons to people like me and you. You know, content creators should not be where you should be turning to get like guidance on like
Yeah.
how you should eat, live your life, or do your skin routines, right? Because I mean,
Hmm.
I am not skinny, so you should not listen to me at all, right? And skin wise, I no, 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 no. I I do look younger than you though. Not you specifically, but you Gen
No,
Zers,
it's
whoever
okay.
if
You
you're
you
listening
could
to
you
this,
listen. That's why I'm called the grandpa of the group. Okay, I wear it on my face.
no,
It's
no,
okay.
no.
It's
He
okay.
looks much younger than a lot of the Gen Zers out there.
No,
Uh,
man.
we look great compared to you guys. I feel bad for you.
Oh no.
Uh, but
We're gonna
it
get
is
we're gonna
it
unite
is.
the Gen Z with the
We'll be
dangers in
fine.
my heart group. It's
We'll be
it's
all right.
great. I'm looking forward to this combination coming at us
We'll
for these
we'll
statements.
be we'll be okay. We'll survive. We'll be all right. We've as millennials we've survived so many different things,
But
and a
dude,
bunch of angry Gen Zers won't do anything to us. So what's up?
but you're right though. Like a lot of '90s trends are coming back. I mean, you hear people wanting. You remember the Sobe Life bottles, like the tea
Yes.
and like the pink
Yeah, yeah,
one that looks like Pepto
yeah, yeah.
Bismol, and like all the other ones. Like you see people wondering like what those are like. I saw somebody at my other job wearing the big jeans, the what is it, the fat
Mhm.
jeans, the ones that have like the
Yeah,
big like leggings and
yeah.
everything that a lot of kids that used to do like industrial dancing and stuff would wear.
Mm.
It felt like I was like back in my DDR days when you would go to the arcade and you would just see lines of people watching as they like hold on to the back and they're doing like the ghost mode extreme difficulty and killing it, and then you have like the robot dancing on the screen. It's just crazy, dude. I don't know how the '90s are coming back this soon because I know like eras come back, but it just feels like it's coming back with a vengeance.
I mean, it's probably because the world sucks right now, you know,
Fair.
and millennials right now we're kind of running the world, so I think we're just kind of bringing things that make us happy, and Gen Z is just trying to also survive, so they're just taking it in also. Oh, by the way, this is the mug that I ended up getting, uh,
Nice.
but it I got it from Starbucks.
Dude, that's okay.
It's
One
a
of
Starbucks mug. It's a Starbucks mug. I lost this very nice mug when I was in the bullet train,
yeah.
and I'm so upset. It's like it was an expensive bottle. Like I was, I missed that. I loved it so much. And this is nowhere near a replacement, but it's nice. You know, it's got a little. It has this Tokyo on it.
Yeah.
It's got like a little Shiba dog. Has like a bunch of little like the little things in Tokyo and everything. But it's not going to beat that beautiful stainless steel black with the engrave of Bronco on the back. Because it's I got it from Ford because of my
Yeah.
car, and I
Oh,
gotta get
okay.
that back.
So I'm gonna be real with you. I think the picture that you sent, Janine and I, when we were looking, we didn't see the Bronco logo. So we're like, "What is with this mug that he's so like? I'm so sad it's gone." We're like, "What is going on?" It just looks like a regular stainless steel insulated like bottle. And now I get it. It also had a Bronco logo on it. I got
Yeah,
you.
I had
I got you.
a laser engraving of the Bronco with the
Oh
Bronco,
man.
the horse.
But dude,
And
I feel you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, you weren't finished. You were
No,
peeling off every.
I was just, I was just kind of like zoning off into like, I missed that. I missed that mug.
Oh,
I'm an idiot. That's all.
oh man, dude, I have a so back in 2017, I went to Singapore to go see my family, right? And I
Mm.
have a coffee mug that I bought from them. It's one of those ones where it's like, the lid, it like just swivels and it
Mm.
doesn't really like lock on. You just push it in.
Yeah.
And
Right.
those they were popular for a hot minute, and then people realized,
Yeah.
oh, I like my coffee mugs to be able to close instead of like be sealed instead of just spilling all over me because of that. I bought one of those because I think it was some anniversary for, I forget what the,
Mm.
was it the 41st year or 40th anniversary of Singapore's liberation? And I have that
Oh,
mug
cool.
at work that I use for when I drink coffee. So anytime I make coffee at my job, I
Mm.
like get to look at that and think of my family. And I, Starbucks makes some nice mugs. I mean, I know they just they put the stuff on that's representative of like a country, and then you're like, I want it because it would remind me of that.
I had different options. I had Tokyo, Kyoto, Japan, Osaka. There was different ones, but I was like, just give me the Tokyo. I made the choice when I was in Asakusa, where
Mm-hmm.
one of the temples, one of the more popular temples, and uh, and yeah, I was like, it's fine. Just give me that one. This is fine. I will take this one because I had been playing with the thought because every bullet train Shinkansen
Mm-hmm.
station has like bunch of little places where you can get food. And but there's always a Starbucks, and I had been seeing these
Mm-hmm.
mugs for a while, and I was like, I don't know if I could justify it. I already have a nice mug, and then I didn't anymore, and then I was like, shit. I was like, I guess now I can justify it. Uh,
Yeah.
so it's fine. It happens. But all right, no more. Back to Devil May
Yeah.
Cry.
Okay, so Devil
What
May
did you think
Cry.
about the story? What did you think about the story? Like,
You
because
know,
you don't seem happy with it.
so here's the thing. I think it was trying too hard to be very political. I think it was trying too hard to make,
Political. Okay. All
because
right.
think about how like the whole entire thing is like it's about immigration. It's about how
I
the
didn't even
government was
catch that.
handling illegal immigration.
Interesting.
It was about like
Okay.
our America is not really the good guys, they're still the bad guys. And then the villain that we have actually is one of the most empathetic people
Mm-hmm.
that you can sympathize with, because his whole plight was to take care of the people that took care of him, because in America he was treated like shit because he lost his family. He was put in a foster care system that didn't care for him. You know, I appreciate stories that are trying to show like the foster care system is broken. Like immigration is a problem that needs to be fixed because the way that we are handling it is terrible. It's very poignant for this time. Our country is dealing with that as we speak, with like, so many things going
Yeah,
on right now.
yeah,
So
it's a big
like,
issue.
yeah, but I don't know Devil May Cry is the right format for that, just because Devil May Cry is really just, was known for just being a run and gun. The demons are outright bad. There's no empathy. There's no painting them in a different light. It was pretty much, you were Dante, a badass devil hunter, that demon hunter, that you find out more about his lineage, but um there wasn't any of this setup. So on one hand, I appreciate that it was trying to do what I think elevate the series into being much more poignant, but
Mm.
I don't know if it stuck that well, right? Because I didn't care for the vice president's whole like, I will do whatever God's will is, and like it was always this like holy war thing, where like again I know that it was supposed to represent like how our country treats immigration. I understand how it's talking about like religious sentiments and stuff, but I just felt like it was trying way too hard to be that, and I think that's what took away from me. What do you
No,
think?
you're, dude. It went over my head. I think I got, I think I just got I got dude broed, or I just into the whole like just the fighting scenes and the music. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Head
yes,
bopping, like Afterlife, like
ah,
Amy
yeah.
just
And I was
screaming,
like,
and you're like,
oh
yeah,
shit, he just cut his head off. That's
yeah.
amazing. Like my dude bro came out, and he was just kind of he was just happy, and I didn't even pay attention to those things, but like as you mentioned that, like I'm getting whiplash, but I'm like, oh shit, yeah, like yeah, it had a lot of political things in it.
Yeah,
I just didn't realize it. Now I want to watch it again because I'm yeah, you're
dude,
right, you're absolutely correct, man. That's wild.
it's a very politically charged show, and I think that's going to be jarring for a lot of people who are Devil May Cry fans, because Devil May Cry is literally just, you are Dante, this badass demon hunter who's saving the world, and there was no like objectivity or like complexity to the demons. You just were doing it, and then like, you know one of the episodes I thought was really well done, and I will agree to this, even though again, like, I still feel conflicted about Devil May Cry being much more of a political discussion. Like the episode with Lady Mary's story paralleling with the bunny demons, of like how their traumatic histories coincide into the big event that
Right.
created him into who he
Yeah.
became, was
Yeah.
really well done. I really liked
I
how
that I did
all
like
that.
too. Yeah,
Yeah,
like she created that villain with her racism, with her racism, right? Her she because it was like very free reign. Like there is no good demon. There is no good.
yeah.
And they didn't even try to understand why they were crossing over. All they knew is that they needed to kill these people, and resulted in the creation of this
Hmm.
villain. That I did like, of how that was made. But you're right. Dante just kind of like got thrown in there, I guess, in a way of like, uh, because it's Devil May Cry. People already know about him. He didn't have much of like a. He just got tossed in. Like he just got. They were like, we're
Yeah.
gonna toss this very well established character in there, and then we're gonna give it this little like drama and scores, bunch of music from the 90s.
Well, I think in general, it
And
just
it
felt like,
worked. It worked. It got me.
yeah,
It
but
got
I
me.
mean, it's just hard because I think about how like even Lady Mary's story and her character felt like it was trying too hard to be like hard, I guess, like a hard ass, and it was like overcompensating. Forgive my language, YouTube. If you get mad at me for using the A word one time,
It's okay.
my bad. But
We'll
like it
edit it
just
out.
felt there was some dialogue that just felt cringy. I just felt like sometimes Lady Mary was trying too hard to like sound rough. So when she cursed so much, I just sat there going like, is this really necessary to show that she's almost superhuman as a human? I feel like her acrobatics, her battle sense, her ability to like
Mm.
anticipate things, the way that she handles Dante, which shouldn't have been like that, but whatever. You saw enough of her to where you're like, you already know she's capable of handling her own for the most part. But it felt like they had to add this weird dynamic of like, I'm so overcompensating for how troubled my past is. And I felt like they kind of even did Lady Mary a disservice. But that
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me being too critical. Um,
I don't know. I mean, I think that they also made it very apparent that there's like a lot of like sexual tension between both of them,
yeah,
which is eventually going to probably come into fruition on the next season of this, because it looks like there's going to be another season based off of
there is,
how episode 8 ended, um,
and they
with that
guaranteed it too.
revelation. Oh, there it is. See,
Yeah,
so yeah, you're right. They did make her into this whole like I need. Yeah, you're right. She tries too hard on everything. I also I don't like all her team, all those other characters.
hmm,
I feel like they could have had a little more time, you
yeah,
know, in there, and instead they got demolished. They just completely annihilated. They were supposed to be like these elite, soldiers, because that's how they build it up at the beginning.
yeah,
And you saw the power difference, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, these guys look tough. But next thing you know, like the worst little sign of like action, they all got destroyed. You know,
yeah.
it was like, then why did you build them up if you were going to end up wiping them all? I don't know.
I
At the end
agree.
of the day, they could have used them for a little bit longer instead of making it into a Dante and Mary versus everything, because that's what it ended up
Yeah,
being for like the remaining of the series.
I agree. I think in general, this show had too many caricatures to be where a lot of the characters were one dimensional and felt like they were just supposed to be an aspect to get the point across. But then Mary and Dante and the bunny guy and Virgil, his brother, sorry to spoil it for you all here, like you know that they're all going to play a major part because they get more dynamic parts
Mm.
throughout the series. And unfortunately, like the vice president is going to have a bigger part, I imagine, after what we see at the end of the series. It just, I don't know, man. I agree with you. The show, I think they really wanted to make it as political as they wanted it to. They could
No,
have
you
extended the
caught that. I
series.
didn't catch that. I'd like to take credit, but you're the one that brought that up to my attention, because I didn't even realize that it is
Well, dude,
very political,
look at the end
especially
of the.
for. Uh-huh.
Sorry, go ahead. No, no, I interrupted you. I keep
No, no, no,
interrupting you.
no,
I'm sorry.
no. I had nothing else
Well,
to say. You were saying?
Well, think about how like the end of episode 8 is. It's like Guantanamo Bay. It's like Seacot, where right now with El Salvador, where like immigrants aren't even in they're being detained in their own country. They're being held in these like jail cells by American soldiers who are
Mm.
like doing what they're told to do. And then the only reason why they got out is because Virgil's like, nah, fuck that. Like it's our time to like take what is ours. And even in the episode where Mary finally is like, wait, demons aren't all bad. We could actually help them, and they're refugees. We see how blatant the caricature of the vice president is, where he's just like, burn them all. Why would we save immigrants? Why would we help refugees? Which, again, feels like a parallel to right now where we're seeing people getting detained. We're seeing uh, Alberto Garcia, who is not MS-13, who's being held against his will by our country. And for anybody who's like, don't put politics in my shows, stop. Okay, honestly, art is political. I'm not gonna be I'm gonna be unfiltered with you all, but like it's very poignant because we have situations like that where we have a dude who is wrongfully being held in prison right now by an administration who doesn't want to admit that they don't want to bring him back. They could, they really could, but they won't. Um, so it's just very realistic to me. It's
Yeah, yeah, gotcha. All I'm saying, what I will say is that it's never worked
mhm.
for for any series that's tried or movie that's tried to bring in politics in it. But you're absolutely correct. Historically, art has always been uh, politically charged. Always. It's just right now and the way that society is. Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to hear it, Ambu. nobody wants to. Nobody wants to hear the politics. Because I think everybody right now is pretty much using movies and anime,
Mhm.
as a way to kind of escape that sort of like reality that of everything that you've spoke about. They throw some jabs at some political figures, like the
Yeah.
American president looks ridiculous. Uh,
Oh, definitely. Real
there's
quick, not to interrupt you before you keep going. Sorry, everybody, I got the name wrong. It's Albrego Garcia. So forgive me for that. I just want to
Oh,
clarify. I
Alberto
don't want to
Garcia.
like show like that I am terrible with remembering things, but it is
We are terrible with names.
Kilmar Albrego Garcia.
Jesus.
So I just want to be accurate and make sure I capture that. Please continue.
No, no, no. You're fine. All I was gonna say was that they did throw jabs at certain like IRL characters too. Like
Mm-hmm.
there was like a influencer at some point that was like announcing
Mm-hmm.
something on like episode 1 or 2 because he has the same gap and he has the same look as what's his name? He's a
Osmongold.
streamer, Asmongold. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's now that I think about it, yeah, what the writers of this knew what they were doing
Mm-hmm.
with the with this with the series.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I don't know. My biggest issue isn't really like the politics in it, which clearly it was very hidden for my dude brain. Um, I think my only issue with this series was that sometimes the story just didn't make sense.
Mm.
Um, uh, I think it just it focused on the action, the music, to kind of like move things along, but some things just didn't make sense. Like some things didn't flow too well. Um, the story didn't start making sense until like episode 6 when they start showing, like you said, how the White Rabbit guy, why he becomes a villain, right? I think that's when the story started to kind of look a little bit more put together. But before that, it
Mm-hmm.
was just kind of like get these crystals, uh, and let's kill all these like humans and special force individuals and
Yeah.
explosions, shooting, and that's it. But it was fun. Again, like I said, I enjoyed it. But then
Yeah.
again, I was also very tired and delirious and very injured.
Well,
So maybe
it's
that
okay.
also did
It's
it.
the action sequences were really well done. Honestly, like watching the way that they captured Dante's movement with taking down, like when they first placed the bounty on him to get the amulet from him. I loved some of the comedic moments that did happen, like the guy that he had saved. I was just like, "Hey, what? How about you like give me the amulet, and then we'll
Mm-hmm.
let you go or whatever, or I'll cut you in on it." And then other stories like, "So I you went into or what was the name of the short guy where Dante's like, you mean how
Oh,
you
the
totally let
lawyer guy, the little lawyer
yeah,
dude.
the little lawyer
I don't
dude, the
remember
one
his
that
name.
like would get him
I know what you're
jobs.
talking about.
But I love the part where he's like, "So you mean like how you led me into a trap of like demons on a bounty that you told me would be a lot easier. It's like, oh, you knew it was a trap. It's like, yeah, but it wouldn't be me if I didn't go in or whatever. And then like knowing again it was another obvious trap that like people were surrounding them, and just like moments like that were a lot of fun with this show. And I think maybe as someone who can it can like seeing it from a fan of the series perspective, it needed more of that. It needed more of like those moments, and needed it to be more focused on like letting Dante's abilities shine more, and like letting the battle speak for itself. I think it really just need to be more dude bro, honestly. Not to, to use your term, but I think it just need to be more dude bro, less let's make political commentary. Um, I feel bad putting it that way. I don't mean to dismiss political art because I love when art can be political, but Devil May Cry is just a epitome of a dude bro himbo turn your brain off and like go in guns blazing show, and that's what I think many expected.
I
So
also
yeah,
saw the OG like DDR dance of Dante, the original version, versus the one that we saw in this animated series. And I am disappointed that to say that the video game one, which is much older with much older animation, looked way better than this. This looked
yeah,
so tamed. I was like, did y'all not have all the budget when you started making this? Like, what happened? Like, you should have done much better. It was pretty bad in
yeah.
comparison.
I mean, dude, at the end of the day, like when I look back at the series, did I have fun with it? There were a lot of fun moments. I loved like the battle on the plane was silly, but the two brothers when they're fighting
Oh
Dante, when
yeah,
they're trying to
yeah,
get the devil trigger moment because that's what the bunny needed, that was a lot of fun. The moments were like any moment between Mary and Dante, that was a lot of fun. The lawyer guy was a lot of fun. The battles were well done. Her intro where she's coming in with the car and just like messing up people and
yeah,
everything, great. Like hands down. But I do agree with you that sometimes the story got too lost in trying to make a political stance, and a lot of other parts were muddied to where um, it felt like it needed more episodes and more time to really let those points shine. Like the rabbit
yeah.
could have been a better mastermind. There could have been more discussion on immigration and refugees, less pure parody and like satire, and actually hitting home what they wanted.
Yeah, no, for sure. But overall, would I recommend it? Yeah, I think it's fun. People should definitely watch it. It's on Netflix. You don't have to go to the movies. You don't have to rent it or anything else. Just it's already if you have Netflix, and you have like a few hours to kill on the day. Yeah, just go watch it. It's not that bad. I enjoyed it. I'm not a fan of Devil May Cry, and I had a great time. Clearly, and missed everything else,
Oh
and
man.
enjoyed all the shooting and the fighting and the killing.
You know, if you were to ask me, should I watch The Witcher or Devil May Cry, or watch the that Witcher
Oh yeah,
movie?
Devil May
Devil May
Cry,
Cry,
100
absolutely.
times
Um,
over,
and
definitely.
the company that made this series, Castlevania is great. Castlevania Nocturne is a great series.
Oh
They're
yeah,
known for
yeah,
doing
yeah.
really good animated series for video game representation. So I give them kudos for trying to make Devil May Cry into something bigger than what it was for a lot of us millennials. But I do agree with you that like it is fun in the nostalgia sense with like the music and like the like callbacks to early 2000s,
They
like
some
even
of the characters even at the first, I think it was like either episode 2 or 3. Some of the because the beginning they're going after Dante, right? I think some bounty
mhm,
hunters, they're like, I don't know who this guy is, but he's got good taste in music. When he's because a lot of
yeah,
the music that was being played, it wasn't just being played for the audience to watch this action scenes, but Dante actually had a lot of this music playing while he was kicking a lot of these people's butts.
Yeah.
So I think they even did a call to. I think they even made fun of themselves, being like, "Okay, yeah, we know we're gonna use all these songs. We know it
Mhm.
might even be a little ridiculous, but we're gonna have fun with it, and it's okay."
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah,
Well, and that's why I say, like,
uh-huh.
I know that this show was meant to be satirical and very much a parody of people. Like, it was a parody of Asmongold, it was a parody of Trump, it was a parody of, uh, I guess, Vance or Pence or whoever.
Yeah,
There's a lot
probably
of
Vance.
there's a lot of parodies that are in this show that are meant to be over the top and cringy and weird, and I appreciate it for that. I just, like I said, if it really wanted to continue down the route of discussing such politically charged statements, it really needed more episodes. I think it really deserved more time than just the standard 8 episodes, because now it just looked like a jumbled mess. It's it's not going to be something that a lot of Devil May Cry fans, I think, are going to be happy about. I would say watch it and just go in with the understanding that the story is going to be not that great, but you're going to enjoy like the animation and like the battle sequences and
Yeah,
have fun with the ridiculous music. And
yeah,
that's what you kind of have to go in for, is like, you know, uh, you know, respect that it tried to do something big with its message, but really just go in for the elements that make Devil May Cry Devil May Cry.
amen, brother. And with that said, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on those notifications, comment, tell us what you thought. Are you gonna watch it? Did you watch it? Do you agree with us? Do you not agree with us? Or do you have any other recommendations of anything that you guys want us to watch, or anything that we want you want us to record about? You know, we're open to anything. But yeah, Ambu. Any
Just don't make
other
us
final
do the
thoughts?
dangers in my heart.
No, no, no. I was in Japan, and if that anime is such a big deal, I saw zero zero advertisement of anything with that series. Japan gave zero about that series, and I
Oh
will
boy.
edit the F out of that right at the end. But Japan cared zero, zero. Look at this,
Yeah.
zero. Nobody cared in Japan about that anime or story whatsoever. It was there was so many other things out there, so many other series. There's a lot of advertisement for anime. Trust me, but that series, nobody cared. Nobody cared. It was a
This is a
terrible
full grab
series. I
mic moment. Oh
stand
my
by it.
god. But anyway, you've pretty much covered everything I'd say, everybody. Thank you so much. Honestly, both to those who don't like us or don't like me and want to say that they don't do me successfully, we wouldn't be doing this without you. So thank you for that. We do
Thank you,
appreciate your
haters.
support.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate you all continuing to listen or giving us a little bit of your time. And yeah, we'll see you when we see you.
Bye, guys.
Later.